Chainsaw Man is finally back after damn near 3 years, and let me tell you guys something. This is by far one of the greatest anime movies to ever release. Ever since the first season ended all the way back in December of 2022, fans have always wondered when this series was gonna come back. So when the new Reze movie was announced, everyone, including myself, was hyped for it. And boy did Mappa absolutely deliver with this movie. Everything from the story, the visuals, the animation, the score, and the sound design is just absolutely perfect. And something that I would really like to bring up is just the fact that I personally am a person that really likes the manga more than the animation 9 times out of 10, but this movie is that one exception for me. You can just tell the amount of love, sweat, and tears that was put into this film, and I'm grateful I was able to watch it. Right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it's standing at a good 96%, and in terms of an audience score, a 99%. So you haven't watched the movie yet, please, I beg of you, go do it with a family member, bring your dog if you have to. This is definitely a really good movie if you're an anime fan. But yeah, in this video, I'm just gonna give my thoughts and opinions, and for the most part, glaze the hell out of this movie. So if you want to have this on in the background while you're doing work, cleaning, or you're doing homework, please, I'd greatly appreciate it. But yeah, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, and I'm really interested in hearing other people's opinions on the movie, so if you don't mind commenting down below your opinions on it and whether or not you've seen it or plan to see it. Also, spoiler warning, there will be a section in this video where I talk about spoilers for the movie, so if you don't want that, I'll timestamp it at the bottom so you can easily skip that part. So yeah, you ready for me to start glazing this movie? That's what I thought. Anyways, so let's start with the story and writing of the movie. And I have to say, this is a perfect adaptation of Tatsuki Fujimoto's story. The Reze arc is one of the more popular arcs inside Chainsaw Man, and through this anime's visuals, dialogue, and animation, is able to expand upon it a little bit more. In terms of the pacing, the movie does come out to be an hour and 40 minutes long, and at not one point in the movie did it ever feel too fast or too long. One of my small little nitpicks about the manga is that sometimes it can feel a little short with pacing, but I just feel like with the power of animation, you're able to fix that in so many ways. And not a single time in this movie did it ever feel like it was moving too fast, nor did it ever drag. I just think this movie is also very easy to follow. Like if you were say for an example, a non-anime fan, I think a non-anime fan can easily watch this and understand everything about it. Like sure, you might not be able to understand why there are things like devils in the world, but I think a person who hasn't really heard of the series can easily understand the basic plot of the entire movie. And just the overall emotional writing of this entire film nearly left a tear in my eye. It's rare when I even shed a tear over basically anything, but just the emotional relationship they're able to paint between Denji and Reze, it just does something to me. That and just the overall environment they're able to paint with just everyday life inside the Chainsaw Man universe, it makes you feel like you're inside of it too. Moving on to animation and visuals, guys, when I tell you this is probably the best animated film I've ever seen, I think this honestly tops Across the Spider-Verse. Everything from the choreography, the lighting, the color, everything, and I mean everything, just stands out. I personally am gonna need either multiple rewatches or a frame-by-frame key in order to really understand all the illusions inside this film. Quick example in spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, I'll give you a second to skip. So the main antagonist, Reze, we figure out is the bomb devil inside the movie. But before we figure that out, we see so many moments in the movie where they illustrate through animation and sound effects the relation between the two. My favorite moment in particular has to be when Reze took down the Typhoon contract user, and then as soon as that happened, a plane flew over and a droplet fell down right into her eye, but it made the sound effect as a aerial bomb falling falling down to the ground. Another one of my favorite moments has to be the reveal that she was the Bomb Devil. In that moment when Denji and Reze were at a festival and Reze had asked Denji to run away with her and Denji basically said no, the fireworks just all went off, and that in that moment, that's when she was revealed to be the Bomb Devil. And I know I keep saying it's my favorite, but another part that I really enjoyed was the relationship between Denji and Reze and how they were able to paint it into a picture of a butterfly being trapped inside of a spider's web. So when Reze was trying to teach Denji how to swim, we slowly saw the spider start to wrap up the butterfly, which resembled Rize's eventual betrayal of Denji. Just the overall parallels between the two is just so beautifully animated. Moving on, we really have to talk about the action scenes inside of this. The entire transformation from the explosions and just the overall abilities that they were able to animate for the Bomb Devil is just stunning. The way that they animate the fights, the creativity of how the Bomb Devil uses its abilities in combat. It was just phenomenal. I liked how they're able to perfectly encapsulate the destruction that's going on around and just how overpowered these characters are compared to like a normal person in real life. The hand-to-hand was amazing. I'm a Dragon Ball fan, bro. I love explosions, okay? And just the whole slow-mo animation of explosions that are about to happen right on impact is just illustrated so perfectly. Moving on to the more sound design and music, and like, I just don't know what else to say except that it was beautiful and phenomenal too. Take the opening song for an example. The artist Kenshi Yonezu, who is also the artist for Kickback, decided to do a new song called Iris Out, which, accompanied by the animation for it, was so catchy and so fun to look at. I was a big fan of season 1 of Chainsaw Man when the endings would come on, because they were different for every single episode, and I really got those vibes back again. Seeing the characters in their day-to-day lives going about, as well as them inside psychedelic animation moments, really fit with the song, as well as I just really enjoyed it. It was catchy. Another song that honestly might be my favorite of the entire OST that perfectly encapsulates the chaos as Denji as a character has to be the song by Maximum the Hormone called Hawatari Nyoku Senti. This song was originally used for season 1 of the anime as an ending for episode 3, and I'm so happy that they brought it back for when Denji was transforming into Chainsaw Man. And the craziest part of it by far is that inside the anime, when they did it for the ending, the entire song just felt so short, but inside this movie, they extended the song. And come to find out is that the reason why the full version of the song wasn't fully released is because the song has to do with the entire plot of Chainsaw Man. The first part that we saw in season 1 has to do with the plot of season 1, while this extension of the song that we get, the extra little bit that we hear, has to do with the Reze arc. I'm unsure what the lyrics might mean. I might try to look up a translation because I don't speak Japanese, but I just really find that interesting that they just expanded upon it. Moving on to the last thing that I really enjoyed about the film is the fact that we're finally getting more character development for Denji. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like anime only fans kind of have this weird perception of Denji that he's just a very horny teenager. But when it comes to the manga and after reading it, he's way more deep than that. And of course, I'm not trying to hold that against anime only fans because, you know, obviously this stuff isn't animated yet. But I will say that it's nice to see people finally recognize it. On the other hand, speaking on characters like Denji, I really like the dialogue in between characters. All the conversations that are had inside the film, as well as the humor and comedy, they just hit every single time. It's just nice to see moments from the manga that are heavily memed upon inside the community finally get animated, because there were so many moments in the theater where everyone was just laughing out loud because of how just like funny the dialogue is, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's basically my take on the new Chainsaw Man movie. If you enjoyed it, or if you plan on seeing it, please let me know in the comments below, as I really do read all my comments and enjoy it when people tell me their opinions on certain things, because it kind of gives me a perspective on stuff. But yeah, if you enjoy this type of content, please let me know by liking and subscribing. And I heard this thing called hype going around. If you have the ability to give hype to this video, I'd greatly appreciate it. Anyways, have a good day and peace.